2. Escape from Bruhl.
I'm gonna save this real quick, and then we will get right back into it. Yes, come on, stop that. All right.
Isara, Martha, please be okay.
Oh, shots fired.
Martha!
What's her problem? She pregnant or just fat?
Who cares? Not gonna make any difference when she's dead.
Stop this now.
See what she's wearing? Take a good look at that shawl. She's a Darkson.
And that explains it. I thought this place stunk. Now I know it does.
Ooh, discrimination for the
we got
win.
ourselves a fat
Gotta love
one
it.
And a stinky one. PU. It's a regular.
Again,
pig
another reason why I
farm.
think this game is so great is they touch on all the subjects of war. And how they were able to, for her to roll across the room and grab that while still being
You have to leave
pointed at
now.
with guns is kind of
That's a
astonishing to
big
me.
gun for such a little girl. Drop it.
Narrative convenience again.
Isara!
Huh? Hold it right there! Die! Darkson pig!
Isara, are you okay?
I'm okay thanks to you. But Martha, I think she's...
Martha!
This isn't good. She's gone into
Ooh, that's some
labor.
very inconvenient timing.
Moving her would be dangerous.
You kind of don't have a
Right.
choice.
Well, we can't just leave her here. What are we gonna do? There are a lot of Imperials out there, Ys. It's only a matter of time before they take over the Mill Plaza.
Haven't they already done that?
Welks, listen. The barn out back.
What about it?
Our fathers have left us something. Something that might get us out of this mess.
Ooh, this is interesting. What could they possibly have left you? An engineer that built a tank and a general that used a custom-built said tank. I can't imagine what they possibly could have left. It's a mystery to me. Because, of course, when an army is invading, we have time to go through this exposition. As she goes through the specifications.
Dad's tank.
Where did you think it ended up? Really? You didn't know he
Can't
still
believe
had
it's
it?
still here.
And it's one of a kind. Here it is, the Edelweiss. Tamer built it especially for General Gunther.
Yeah, and it worked great, too. So it's just been parked here in the barn?
I
What
wanted
were
to
you
make sure it
expecting,
could
a
still
tractor?
operate, you know, in case of emergencies. I enrolled in a maintenance class given by the military. I wanted to be able to do what my father could do.
Well, that's great. But that's only a class, Isara.
It really didn't need much, hardly any alterations at all. I just fitted it with a new turbine engine.
Where did you
It
get this
really
said
improves
turbine
on the
engine?
power-to-weight ratio.
Oh yeah, power to weight. That's exactly what
The
you're worried
Edelweiss
about in
is
a tank.
field-worthy. Its firepower and mobility are more than a match for recent models.
Well, assuming it does work. What's next?
All right, Welks, you took the armored vehicle course, didn't you?
That's awfully
Yeah.
convenient. Why didn't I take
Back
the
in
armored
high school.
vehicle course? That sounds like something I would like.
We'll bring Martha here. She'll be safe inside the tank, and we can move to a better location. Just leave the driving to me.
So you're
okay?
gonna put the pregnant
you
woman
have
who's
to
just
do
gone into
is
labor
give the
in the
orders.
tank, which World War I and II tanks haven't exactly been known for their comfort. So inside a steel box that's vibrating and moving. Yeah, that again, great idea. Great plan.
Isara, we ready to roll?
I ain't never seen a tank with a steering wheel
Engaging
before.
engine.
Tanks
The
usually have
Edelweiss is
the
ready for
lever
deployment.
controls.
Alicia could still be out there dodging bullets, buying time for people to evacuate. Here's the plan. We're gonna pick up Alicia and get out of town.
Wow, you're a real tactician.
All right, Edelweiss, move out!
Got a hell of a sweet ride, though. I only wish the tank had this kind of speed and, you know, distance capable of traveling when you're actually in a mission using it.
Here's the brief for this operation.
Again, the idea is I think you have to last 3 turns. The movements of a lot of the tanks and other enemies and what have you scripted. So, and you last 3 turns, and that's when Welkin and Alicia show up. Or not Alicia, Isara. If you take long enough, the main gate will be destroyed. It has its own health bar, but it's never really been an issue for me. Again, it's a very easy, simple mission to take, and I believe it's the first one where you get grenades too.
All right, let's begin. We've got to stop them here. If this gate falls, there's going to be even more casualties among the townspeople. The Town Watch will defend this gate so as many people as possible can get away. Got a second?
Oh, here we go again
Listen
with
close
this.
and I'll explain.
What do you got? Grenades? It's sandbags and hand grenades. Woo! That sounds like a... What is that? Is that a heavy metal album you're making? That sounds like a good title to a heavy metal album. Sandbags and hand grenades. Again, the grenades are only... Alicia's the only one who has them. So, how are we gonna do this? It's pointless to have them push deeper in because of the said tank. You need to set these people up so that they have a good set. So I usually like to put Alicia right about here. This guy can drop back here, and this guy can drop into this corner, all crouched behind bags. So, first thing first.
My turn, okay?
It's going to be... I don't know if that's going to be far enough out or not. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Let's see if it... Yes, it does. Okay. I do remember what I'm doing. Now, anyone that comes up this way can't kneel behind cover. And by doing that, they have to stand there, and these 2 people that are going to be right about here and right there are just going to be able to blast away. It makes a difference. Alicia, for later reference, will be placed over here, and we'll get to why in just a moment. You can put this guy up in the tower right here, but it really doesn't do much. It's not as effective way to attack, so it would be nice. This is more of like a sniper's perch for when you get sniper classes. There are more throughout maps you fight on. Alright, so this dude is gonna go right about here. And yeah, end his action. I don't know why you re-racked another round in the chamber. You already should be ready to go. And this guy is gonna go right, I say, and nitpicky me. Alright, there it is. Right there. So, this guy will start attacking anything that comes forward. What they usually do is they come up the left side of the screen in between the tank and the rubble, and then they immediately hook a right, go to the leftmost side of the screen, and follow up the sidewalk up here. It's what the people, the fighters up here on the past this rubble are gonna do. And again, since those sandbags are taken out, they can't hide behind it. So they either stay back there, which it's random. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, or they push all the way forward, and they'll just be blasted by this guy and that guy. There's nothing else you can really do, so we're going to save that command point. Whenever it's not necessary to take a move, don't, because saving your command points to later does add up, and it does help. So, we're going to end our phase. The tank's going to move forward, kink itself diagonally, and take a shot at the gate, and then I think a couple of people are going to move. Those guys up there are going to move. 1 or 2 of them. I forget how many. Again, these early missions are very scripted as to what happens where and when. It's early on when you're first playing this game, it's very easy to get freaked out by seeing the thing duck down. It's really not that big of a deal. If you play the game effectively, there's nothing to worry about, really. Again, Alicia's shooting at him, and these guys are shooting at him. And like I said, if they go by you, they're going to get blasted, and that is effective movement. If they get up close, what they're going to do is they're going to throw grenades at the gate, lessening its health even more. And again, sometimes they stop short, sometimes they don't. It's hit or miss. As soon as he moves past that point, he's going to get shredded. Again, the longer you stay open in the line of fire, the more you're going to get shredded. Just like that. That is perfect placement. There's not really, strategy speaking, there's not a lot you can really do in this. The Ragnade, they're not even really grenades, it's just health. Think of it like a health potion. It's pretty easy. But it takes up an action, so you can only throw a grenade once, use your firearm once, or use the Ragnade once. You can use it on yourself or other people. You can only do that action once per command point. So you have to plan ahead. The guys in red have a command point towards the enemy, so by taking them out, you lessen the amount of command points that the enemy turn has to use the next following round. For this map, it's not really so much necessary. I do it because I like to, out of habit. Not necessary for this one. There's another guy up here on the, right over here. This dude right here, this question mark right here, is another dude in red. I'm just going to go down there and throw a grenade at him. I do it by habit. There's really no other reason to move anybody.
My turn, okay? Enemy unit spotted! Enemy unit spotted! Now!
And again, there's no other real point to do it, but just the fact of they now have one less command point to use. And I do it out of habit. It's not necessary. And then you get her back as soon as possible. Unfortunately, this dude that's next to me there is completely worthless. And then that's all we get to do with her. At this point in time, there's nothing else you can really do until Welks shows up. And because of that, we're just going to end the phase. No need in overcomplicating it, especially when you get into later missions, which get very complicated.
No! If this keeps up...
Okay, I'm pretty sure she's going to be able to return fire to shred him pretty well. Yep. There's like 3 or so people on the far side of the building, but other than that... Oh, and then there's him. Again, look at this dude. He's gonna throw a grenade. Again, look, like I said right there, they ended their turn as quickly as possible so as to not get hit in open fire. But it doesn't matter because Welkins arrived. So, all those extra command points that we didn't use, we can now use again.
Here we go!
Tanks use 2 command points,
The tank should be able to breach that wall. It may provide us with a shortcut.
which adds up. And if you over-rely on tanks, as I think there's even going to be a hint here soon enough about it, there's certain maps where they tempt you in using tanks, but if you do, it counterdicts what your strategy is. Sometimes, it's better to just do with foot soldiers. We'll get there, though.
All right, let's give it a shot. Hang in there, Alicia.
How about tanks? Oh my god, they possess firepower beyond a foot soldier? I would have never thought. That's another good strategy as well, is to use your tank as a makeshift wall to move your characters. They'll be fired upon, but they'll be firing, as you just saw with the other previous turn, they brought the tank in and kinked it diagonally, and that used a small section where our troops weren't able to shoot at theirs. Same rule applies to you. They do not require a portion of the lost HP. Always good to keep your engineer class close to the tank so as they can disarm mines when necessary and, repair the tank when necessary. The other thing that I do not agree with tanks is that their HP doesn't decrease each and every time. However, strategically speaking, don't you think it would make sense that their movement bar, the AP bar, shouldn't also then shouldn't be reduced every time as well? But yet in this game it does. You use it once, you get that full tiny little HP, that movement bar, and then with each consecutive turn it starts to reduce. But how does that make any sense when the tank itself isn't technically getting tired? And to me, it doesn't make any sense. One design flaw of the game that I wish they kind of had remedied. As you'll see, down here, right below R1 target mode, is going to be that's your movement bar. Very short. Turning costs AP. Again, trying to be very strategic. What I usually do is I'll use the directional pad and I'll drive with the camera. So we'll kind of point towards that way, and then it moves itself. So you use the directional pad, but then you drive with the camera, which is the most efficient way to do it.
Enemy sighted.
Oh my god, he just loaded his suit up there.
Alicia, I'm sorry we're
Yeah,
late.
this thing gets terrible fuel mileage. We had to refill at least twice.
Welkin, you have a
Damn
tank?
straight.
We can
Yeah,
talk
we'll
later.
get there.
Right now, we need to stop those soldiers.
We'll talk about my sweet ride in a moment. At first, we should probably, take care of the situation at hand. Though, again, Operation Panty Raid update, that might have helped. Having a tank, to breach the defenses, might have helped. Just a little bit.
Enemy tank sighted, Welks. Switching to anti-tank combat. Armor-piercing shells loaded.
All right, let's go take it down.
I don't know if we'll be able to get a angle on the tank. I don't think I ever have been able to. Nope, we're not going to make it. So instead, we're going to switch to the mortar, just because we can. Oh my god. Stop with the freaking interruptions. Yup, blah, blah, blah. There's multiple weapons. The mortar. Alright. For no other reason other than, I can! Oh, they had a bad day. They had a really bad day. Again, the reason why I saved up command points is because this thing chews through them so quickly.
Entering combat.
And again, look, the AP bar is reduced. It's like 3/4. What difference does, why does that make any sense? I'll never know. The moment where the tanks stopped is because they hit the bodies of the people that were down, and at that point in time, they're considered killed in action at that point in time. If your people fall down, lose their health bar, and they're reached by the enemy and they disappear, they're considered killed in action. Now, before I go any further here, can we hit the light tank? No, there's that. Oh, no, we're not going to do that. Alright, anyway. I was looking for something else. This tank... Another thing reason why I like to save often is because this tank has... in the Steam version, you could save mid-mission. I do not know if they added that into this PS4 version or not. If they did, that helps. If they didn't, it's going to be very, very, very tedious very quickly. There's because it's like I said, it's a random chance anywhere within that orange circle it can hit. At this distance, there's no reason why I shouldn't hit what I'm pointing at. But it missed. Shocking. And what do you know? I hit the gate itself. Oh my god, are you serious? What a bunch of bullshit. At that range, there should be no reason not to hit what I'm pointing at. Oh my goodness. Alright, hold on a second. It's gonna...
This gate can't
Exactly!
handle
I can't believe it! I hit the gate itself. Wow. That just happened. That was great. Again, random chance. Could have hit anywhere in that circle. It hit just right to hit the gate itself. What a bunch of bullshit. Now, can I save mid-mission? Menu. System. Oh, thank God. Thank God for that. There are certain missions where it is necessary to do what I call save checking. It's not so much, it's not an official checkpoint, but it's a checkpoint that I create myself by saving mid-mission, and then I'll go in and I'll see if I hit. If some total bullshit happens where it misses when you're 10 feet away from an object, I'll reload. I don't care if people cry about it. At this distance, there's no reason to miss. It's not like we're 100, 200 feet away. We're, what was that? Like maybe 50 feet at most? There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to hit the target. At least early in the game, the accuracy of the tanks is a joke. It really is.
Entering combat.
So because the aiming is so bad, I now gotta take time to mosey on up here. And am I too close? It's possible to get too close. And then I gotta hit it from this distance because of course I do. Now the idea is you want to hit that glowing blue thing. It's a weak point. I don't really think tracks do... You can damage the tracks themselves and render the tank immobile. And engineers can then repair said tracks and get the tank mobile again. But the big thing is you always want to try to hit the tank in the rear where that glowing blue thing is. It's the weak point.
Entering combat.
You don't even need to move. Oh my goodness, where are we going over here? Again, you use the stick to do broad movements, but then I always use the D-pad to get more specific. Ah, thank goodness for that. I can't believe we hit the gate. That was hysterical.
Yes, we stopped it. Nice work, East.
Woohoo! Now you're my hero.
All right, Operation Panty Raid update. You got a little bit closer.
The Imperials are running off.
Damn right, they're
Looks like
smart.
we bought some time at least.
Who else?
Oh my word.
It's a boy. Martha had a
Oh
boy.
wow.
She gave birth in Dad's tank.
And you're gonna clean that up too, right? Please tell me you're gonna clean it up.
Yes, and without complications. They're both perfectly healthy.
Good. That's fantastic. Now let's stay sharp as we head out.
And as you clean up the mess. Oh, so the smell in that tank has got to be wonderful.
Two hours after the first shots were fired, Bruhl was under Imperial control. Though a mere skirmish by Empire standards, the raid on Bruhl would mark Welkin Gunther's first taste of battle and begin his rise to a Gallian hero.
Alicia.
I thought I would be ready for this. I knew war meant this might happen. It hurts. Seeing my town overrun.
I don't know how you
with
didn't
this,
expect them to
seeing
roll in
all
with the
those
tanks since
people
they're doing
killed,
that
it's
everywhere
just
else
not
across the
right.
whole continent.
How could all this happen? It isn't human, Welkin.
We look at those birds and see how wild and free they are. But they all have their own territories. If anything threatens their home, they'll risk their lives to defend it. people are animals too. We do what we have to, when we have to. Animals are in a constant struggle to stay alive, but I've also seen them help each other, almost like they were cooperating in order to survive.
Cooperating?
That's why I'm so into studying natural science. That coexistence. I want to know how it works. If we could figure that out, mankind could put it to use for our own survival.
That's a pretty grandiose idea.
That's why I want to be a teacher, so that I can pass that knowledge on to the children.
I guess it's a good
I mean,
ideal to
even
work
if we
towards,
can't
but still,
completely eliminate war.
you're never gonna completely eliminate
At least
war.
we
That's
might
not
learn to
possible.
live
That's just
together
not
as
possible.
one people.
You think so? Welks, look. Martha fell asleep, so that makes me the babysitter. See, Alicia? Oh, he's adorable.
Just like you said, even in war, new life happens all around us.
You look at it, sorry, but like, you did clean up the tank, right?
Look, that's your hometown.
Someday, we'll come back home again.
Yes. Someday soon. I know it.
Chapter 3. Vassal Urban Warfare.
This is the first real mission that you're going to get. However, it still has some semblance of training wheels on it. But before we get that, I'm going to save the game. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 5. I usually do 5.